Robert Ray back again, and I'm here to not recap, to go over the last two rounds, rounds 4 and 5 of the Kentucky Action Championship. And it'll be the two games where I played the Hippo. And let's get started. Uh, I was two wins, one loss going into the fourth round. I thought that I thought that I would probably play in a 17 or 1800, and I was actually quite surprised when I got to the board and my opponent was rated 904. He was two wins and one loss, the same as me, and I think this was his basically his first or a second classical tournament that he's played in. So he's a young player that hasn't had a lot of experience. But with that, let's get into the game. I have the black pieces, he has the white pieces, and he starts off G3. I'm like, okay. Normally I start off with B6, but I can't start that way this game because he's already going to field and shadow his bishop. So I go to the other side, G6. We will start this way. Okay, he plays his bishop to G2, and then I play my bishop to G7. Then he goes E3, and I'm like, holy, what's he doing? Is he going to play a hippo on me? So I'm matching him move for move right now. I'm thinking I'll play my hippo. If he plays his hippo, we'll see what happens. Bring this knight around, which is, once again, that's a move in the hippo. I bring my knight around, and now he plays d4. So he's not exactly playing a full hippo. He's playing d4. So I just come back with d6, and I'm going to continue playing my hippo. And I don't know, maybe I can get this in, bishop there. We'll see. And then he plays this knight. So he's definitely not playing a hippo. And I bring my knight around, still thinking, all right. And like I said before, in one of the other games where I got thrashed on the second round, I'm being stubborn and I'm trying to get the hippo in. All right, now he plays b3. He's going to then shadow his other bishop, my castle. I didn't think there was any point in waiting. And here, white's got a slight advantage. If he castles, it's plus 0.36. He went ahead and brought his bishop out. And now the engine wants me to go ahead and bring my rook to b8. I'm not quite ready to do that. Later on it'll happen, but just not yet. I play e6. Just, wanting to keep the knight out of here. Nothing drastic at the moment. And he puts his queen on d2. So now I'm starting to think he's going to castle long. So here the engine says c6, and then you could follow up with knight to f6. I just wouldn't see where that was going. It also likes d5, but instead I go ahead and push my pawn. And as it turns out, this isn't good for me. If he takes, we get into, if I take back with the knight, now he castles, and now he's got pressure on my pawn. I push d5. He can just push. And now I can't take because he would take my queen. And he ended up winning a piece. I could push b5. He just takes. And if I pin, I can pin it. He moves his queen over, move my rook over to protect the knight. He just takes. All right, let's see. He just takes. And he's hitting my queen. I don't have time to take. So here he takes, and he's literally he's up a pawn. Well, right now he's up 2 pawns right now. So that's that was not the way to go by playing c5. Now the other option after I play c5 is if I took back d5, he castles long, and we're in the same situation. He's got pressure, and now he brings the knight here, and now he's starting to take this square. So it's c5, and like I said before, I struggle with the when to push c5, and obviously this wasn't the point that I should have. But he makes a queen move, and he gives me a tempo. So now I bring my queen over, and he brings his knight down. All right, he brings his knight down. I want to eventually push, but I don't want to hang my rook, so I bring my rook over, and he castles now. And all right, now I got a pawn here. I can kick the knight, and that's what I kick the knight. He goes back. Now I could hit here. I could play c4. He moves. I could play the b pawn. He moves out, and I can lock him up. I still got to deal with the knight here, but that's a way I could go. Okay, but instead I played d5. I played d5 first. I mean, I saw the potential over here, but I wanted to put a knight here and keep that knight from coming here. And he plays e4. I push. He moves away, and now I bring my knight around because I want to push this pawn, but I don't want this knight coming in. All right, that was a mistake. That was not the best move because he could just play bishop to a3. Bishop to a3, now I can't push. Move the rook out of the pin, but it's like the advantage is gone. And this is the thing with the Hippo when I'm playing it, is there's little bitty move orders that just make a world of difference in this game. Or in the Hippo games I've played, the move orders make a ton of difference, and need to put more thought into some of these subtle moves. All right, but he doesn't see it. He just goes on. All right, so now he's got problems because I just hit his knight goes back. Then I hit the bishop goes back. So now he's got his bishop and his knight back to their starting spots, and I can start marching this pawn down the board and breaking it up over here. I bring my bishop out first. Now here, just d takes was better. I mean, if he goes here, if he takes with this queen, I could, either way it goes, I'm coming in here, and he can't really do anything about it. But hold on. All right. Let's see. Let's go back. I went. All right, but so instead of taking, I just brought my bishop up and defended. Now he pushes, he locks it up, and now I start pushing my pawn. He brings his knight around. He's trying to get some attack going against the king, the castle king. But I got a bishop here for defense. I got a knight able to jump in, and I bring my rook over because I'm gonna plan on pushing here. If he takes back, I'm gonna take. And, I'm just coming down the board on the queen side. All right, so he brings his bishop over. Once again, he's planning on trying to get his pieces active over here on the king side of the board. I bring my bishop to defend. It wasn't necessary, but I just didn't want any sacks on this piece. Like I said, it wasn't necessary. I mean, let's see. If I went a4, I mean, he could sack. I take back. He takes. Queen to c8. I mean, it's not good for him. So there was no point on me coming back bishop to c8 to protect that. All right, so, but now he's trying to open it up. So he sacks the knight. It's not good because I've got too many pieces that can defend over here. Brings his queen around. All right, I ignore it. I just push. He takes. I take. Now he brings his bishop in. I ignore it. Just take. So I've wiped his pawns out over here. Now I'm getting ready to queen. All right, so now he's going to drop back. He's looking to checkmate me. But the whole time, I had the knight move. And I saw that probably 5 or 6 moves ago that knight could always jump into that spot and help defend. All right, so he brings this rook over. So he's going to try to get his rook in the game. And I bring, well, here I'm just winning. I queen my pawn. I mean, technically, I could have taken this, but that really doesn't. It's better just to queen the pawn. Queen the pawn. And now he just lost. Now he plays on. He brings his bishop down, and I pretty much ignored it, thinking it's not going to do anything. Didn't even give it any consideration, and that's probably not a good thing. I probably should at least considered what's it going to do. I went ahead and pushed my pawn. That's what it's going to do. He's just going to come down here and he's going to try to eliminate the knight. All right. So I just take. He takes back. And now my rook comes in. Because I'm going to attack it. He defends. All right. My queen comes up. Can't move now. Now if it moves, he's going to get checkmated. He brings his queen down. I bring my knight in. It's like comes in. Just another piece for, in the attack. All right, so I can't do this. I do this. He does this. I suppose he comes in here. Oh, no, I can't come in there. It's actually my move. So here, I mean, what would I do here? What would I do here? Queen to d8. That's what it says, queen to d8. What are we looking at? I don't have a queen that can get to d8. I'm not real sure what's going on with here. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have a queen get to d8. That queen right there. All right, he comes in. I'll just take. I mean, it's even if I took there, wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, I forgot I had 2 queens. I don't see that very often. You get 2 queens on the board. But I just ignore it because if he takes, I just take back. All right, so but here he takes here. I just take with the queen. It's like, you know what? If he comes down here, all right, I'll show you. That's how it went. He took there first, then I took. And if he comes down here, no big deal. Just take back. Still hitting his queen. Yeah, he's hitting my queen. But he needs his queen to be able to have a chance. All right, I come here for check, and it's too much. He didn't even have time to take the queen. He moves away. I take his queen. Well, he does have time to take the queen because I took his queen. But now, it's just over. It's going to be, he resigned here because the checkmate's coming. But his name was Xander Leroy. I assume it's Leroy or maybe Leroy. I'm not real sure exactly how it pronounces it, but he was rated 904. He ended up finishing the tournament. He was, I think, the top under 1,000 rated. I think he won his prize for top under 1,000, and he ended up with 3. He went 3 out of 5, which isn't bad. Now, I wouldn't expect him to have to play him in the 4th round, but this tournament was a strange tournament because you had probably 55% of the players were 1,200 or below, maybe more than that. So you had a lot of lower rated players. So the higher rated players were going to have to play their fair share of guys that were lower rated. But with that, 3 out of 4 going into the last round. I don't have a shot at winning it because Chris at this point is 4 out of 4. Luke Wojnicki is 3.5 out of 4, and those two are playing each other. And they're playing each other for first place. If they draw, Chris gets first place. If Luke wins, Luke gets first place. So Chris, he could take a draw and he'd still get first place. And Chris ended up winning the game, and he did get first place. But I also knew that if I win the next game, I could get a share of second place. And so far, I mean, it's not the way I wanted the tournament to go, but you know what? If you got a chance to finish second place at the end of the tournament, then I'll take it. All right, but let's get to the next game. All right, now the next game, this one, that's pretty instructive. There's some things that happen early in this game that are instructive. There's things that happen later on where it's just an attack that builds up. And my opponent is Kyle Rayleigh. And here I've got 1777 up here. That's his provisional rating that was after the tournament. He actually came into this tournament unrated. And he won his first 3 games. Unfortunately, in the 4th round, he had to play Chris. And Chris is like a machine right now. He's just rolling through people, and Chris beat him. So now he's playing me. But now he came in unrated, and he wins this game, and he's got a share of second place. I talked to him a little bit before the tournament. I had never met him before, and I talked to him a little bit, and I talked to him after the tournament, and he's actually he plays 5 minute. He plays strictly 5-minute games on chess.com, and he's got a blitz rating of 2,200. So he knows what he's doing. So I knew this was going to be a tough game. All right. So anyway, let's get into the game. I start off Nimzo Larson attack, b3. Of course, we all know I'm going to go for a hippo. He goes e5. I bring my bishop to b2. He brings this knight out. I go d3, just a standard move in the hippo. He brings his other knight out, so I don't have to worry about him pushing a lot of pawns down the board. I bring my knight out, and he brings his bishop out. So now I'm like, all right, what's he going to do? He's going to if he puts a pawn here and a bishop here, I've seen some times where I can just push a pawn, then push another pawn and put him in trouble. But that's not how this game goes. He ends up playing the e-pawn. And I do honestly believe that when you're playing against the hippo, that the bishop on c5 is just a little misplaced. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like I don't have to worry about it as much when it's on c5 versus when it's on d6. All right, so I bring my knight around. He castles. All right. This is the hippo. All right, you look at this. You got the hippo, and you're like, you can just go ahead and play your moves. No, you can't. This pawn push was a huge mistake. And the deal is, he could sack. I take back. He comes knight to g4, and I can't defend. I cannot defend this. I can come here. He takes. All right, now I got to bring my queen up, but he d4, and I'm in trouble. I would be in real trouble. And this is one of those learning moments with the hippo, is because you've got to realize the move orders matter. When he goes, all right, let's go back. I could go here. And that's no big deal because now it kicks him out. But the move orders matter. But I play rook d8. Oh, I'm sorry. He played rook d8 instead of going for the sacrifice. I bring my bishop out. And now it wouldn't work. In this situation, it wouldn't work because if he was to do this, and come here, I can just defend. So you have to be aware of move orders. All right, but anyway, let's get back. I played h3 here. Oh, hold on a second. Let's go back. All right, he brings his bishop up, so I play h3 because now I can just push. He brings his queen around. And he's going to target here, but I can go ahead and push right here. He drops back, and I can go ahead with typical Hippo moves. But let's see, what did I do here? I didn't hit it yet. I pushed a3, and now he's lining up. He's lining things up. He's going down the central file, and now I push. He drops back. Bring my bishop over, or I'm sorry, my knight, and I'm thinking, all right, I could push here and trap it. But again, you have to, just because this works in certain lines doesn't mean it always works. For instance, if he goes e4, all right, look, where's the squares? His knight's got this square. All right, I push. If I push there, that's a mistake. Why? Because he's got this. He's got this. If I take back. Now he's got bishop takes, pawn takes, and I can move away, but my position's a wreck. It's just a total wreck. At this point, he go queen to d6. Take there, it doesn't matter. It's pretty much game over. But that's the thing is, when I was playing this, before he played h6, I was thinking, man, I could push here and win. No, you can't do that. Now the e-pawn, it just breaks. But let's say he played, I don't know. Let's say that I don't know. I suppose that'd be the only sensible move he'd play. Anything else doesn't make a whole lot of sense. All right, but anyway, now he sees this, and he doesn't want me to push. I castle, and he brings this rook over, and now the engine says, b4. I actually played b4, kicked it back because I wanted to be able to cut this square off, or from his rook being able to access it, because I wanted to eventually attack that rook. Now here, f4 is good for white. E takes, and you're threatening this, and it's just good for white. But I'm not ready to play yet. Instead, don't play f4. I play e4, and this is another situation. It's not good because now he takes, and I take, and here, the engine actually says bishop could take, pawn takes, and queen takes d2. So that's not a good situation to open up the center when his rook and his queen are lined up on this file. And that's one of the tactical things you got to be aware of. So a lot of times I have a bad habit of pushing because I'm so used to people pushing d4, and it's just not always the best option. All right, let's go back. All right, instead of d4, I can actually push f4, or I can push c4, and those are better. But d4 is just not good because it gives him the option. Here, if he takes, I take. And, you know, it doesn't really matter so much. I mean, I suppose, you know, you can still do this. I take back. Queen takes. Queen takes. Rook takes. And then now bishop to c3. And here, I'm still slightly better, but you got to be careful on where you want to push. But I pushed d4, and he locked it up, which actually that helped me. I bring my knight around, and let's see. Here, engine likes h4, but anyway, I brought my knight around, and he just brings his queen over because I think he's thinking I'm going to sack here eventually. I bring my knight in here, and let's see what the engine says. h4. It even likes b5. Not a big fan of b5. The knight taken. It's also, and I've just got a better position, but I bring my other knight because I'm gonna hit it twice. And he drops his knight back. All right, so here he drops his knight back. If I go f4, he can. I mean, if he takes, then let's see, what do we got? I got knight to d4, and basically I've got too many pieces. I got pawns in the center, and that would be a big reason to play f4 is just to break his center up. All right, that's not what okay, let's go back. All right, that's not what I did. I just brought my queen up. Now I've still got an advantage, but it's not as much of an advantage. He plays this, he's going to kick my knight out. I just drop it back. And that was the reason I brought my queen over to e2, as I wanted to leave this square for the knight. All right, he drops back. Now I bring my knight around, and kind of, I'm just, you know, the f4 is there at any point. I just don't use it. He brings this knight down. I mean, he could have played c4 here and tried to open things up and maybe put a rook over here. All right, so, but he brought his knight back around there, or he brought his knight to c6. I brought my bishop down because now I'm just going to line up. I'm going to line my pieces up here. He takes, and now here I took g takes, but that's not as good. Take here, and now he's got he's got rook here, but I mean if he goes back here, we just go g5 and we push down the board. But let's go back. If he goes here, and now my knight can reroute and come in here and hit it. And I have intentions of hitting it, or for the rook to come here, then I could come here and here. And that's what happens, but he's got tempo. He's got his tempo getting the bishop out of the way, move us rook over. So, bring my knight around, he protects this rook, and now here comes f4. He goes f6, and I mean, bishop to f3, king to h1. I mean, there's just so much. I'm just better right here. I've got all the space over here. I bring my queen over. I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to come this way. Might come in here, target this square. He drops his bishop down because he doesn't want the knight or the rook to come here. Pawn takes, then a sack on this. So he brought his bishop down to protect. I bring my queen over, and I was wondering if he would just bring us. I was wondering if he was going to bring us queen into there. And in here, there's a lot of things that could take place. I mean, I could take f takes e5. I mean, he takes there. Bishop come up here. But you know, I've just got a much stronger position here. All right, I'll bring my bishop up because I think I'll just bring my other rook over. Actually, I'll connect the rooks. Maybe this rook comes up, this rook comes, or maybe this rook even goes here, then slides. But anyway, he plays a5. And I'm like, okay, you can give me a pawn, I'll take it. And here he just blunders. He just missed the fact that that I could win this knight, and he resigned here. And I get it. You play so much under pressure in your plan, and you've got pressure. You're defending, and then you think you see an opportunity to get some counterplay, and it just doesn't work. But he resigned at that point. And with that, I finished 4 out of 5. And I tied for second place. So there was 40 players in the tournament. Chris finished first. So Chris qualified for the Kentucky Close Championship. So right now we have 3 qualifiers for the Kentucky Close. We got last year's champion. We have Chris Liu, and we have myself. And there are still 3 qualifiers to be determined. So with that, overall, wasn't a bad tournament. Came in the tournament 1863, and I'm up to 1873 now. I'm sorry, 1864, and now I'm 1873. So I'm inching forward. So we'll see how things go, and I will see you on the next video.